G'day guys, it's Simon from Pumped On Property here and welcome to 2024. I can't believe it, we got a new year ahead of us and I'm really looking forward to breaking down some questions that you should ask yourself when planning for the year ahead so that hopefully you can live your best life and achieve all of your goals. Now for me, rather than just jumping straight into making some goals, I actually pose some questions that I can answer to give myself a little bit more structure to focus on the things that I want to do, the person that I want to be, and the goals that I want to achieve throughout the year ahead. The first question that you want to ask yourself is, how do I want to live this year? And I like to break this down into the 4 areas of life that are most important to me, which is relationships, family and friends, obviously, health, wealth, and spirituality. So if you think about these things, it's like, well, how do I actually want to live? And how do I want to make sure that my relationships with my family and friends get a little bit better this year than they were last year? My motto for life is a Japanese meaning, which is Kaizen, which is continuous improvements in all areas of life stack up over time and can make a huge difference. So you don't need to have these huge swings in life and these huge changes. It's just doing a little bit better. So with friends and family, making sure that you're putting in the time and effort and energy to make sure that you're building and strengthening those relationships. The second is health. You know, without a healthy body, guys, we don't have a life to live. So you've got to make sure that you are taking care of your body, taking care of yourself, working out, doing some exercise on a regular basis. I swear if you do this right, then all of these other areas of life become a hell of a lot easier as well. The next is wealth. What are my financial goals? What are my career goals? What do I want to do? Do I want to purchase an investment property? Do I want to increase my income? Do I want to get a promotion at work? Do I want to leave work and go try and find something different? Do I want to start that side hustle? Do I want to do something that's going to improve my wealth status and make sure that I'm improving this area of my life as well? And then the last is spirituality, something that I think is forgotten and lost in this world these days. You need to have a connection to a higher source, whether that's, the universe, God, you choose your religion, you choose your way of doing it, whether it's just spirituality and meditation or just having faith in a higher being. I think this is really important because when you think you're on your own, it's a really lonely journey and it's really hard to just believe that it can all happen. But if you believe in like something divine, something bigger than you, then sometimes it's a little bit easier. I recently, in December, went to a new surf movie premiere with a surfer from the Sunshine Coast. His name's Reef Hazelwood. In this video, and in the Q&A afterwards, people were asking him, because he was surfing some crazy waves in this video, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you paddle into those monstrous waves? And I'm talking 20-foot pipeline, like massive, crazy waves. And he's like, well, I have a really strong connection to God. I have a really strong faith. And in those instances where the moment is too big for me, by having God there and knowing that he's got my back, knowing that he's going to be able to get me through this, gives me all the confidence that I need to just paddle in and go for it. So I think making sure that you've got some sort of spiritual connection can be really important to take a little bit of the pressure and stress off thinking that you've got to do it all yourself. So that's something that I would recommend focusing on. So the question, how do I want to live this year? And focus on those 4 different areas of life: relationships, health, wealth, and spirituality. The next question is linked to the first question, and it's, how can I automate the way that I want to live this year? And I like to talk about this and set micro goals. People set massive goals for themselves that can be really achievable. Think about yourself. How many New Year's resolutions have you set in January that have not come to fruition? It's probably because your goal setting way or your goal implementing way isn't working right. And I think micro goals are much better than macro goals. An example of this, in 2023, at the start of the year, I'm like, I'm going to learn how to play guitar. And I was really disciplined. I was playing every day for the first month of the year. And then it went to every second day, then every third day, then every fourth day. And I haven't even picked up my guitar in the last 3 months. So, hey, I'm not perfect either, but maybe next year, instead of being like, you need to play the guitar for 30 minutes every single day, maybe I just go, play the guitar for 5 minutes every single day. It's a step over target. It's a much easier goal to achieve. It's like breaking down your big goals into micro goals, into daily habits, behaviors, and rituals that you can do so that you're living with Kaizen. You're getting a little bit better each and every day, and this will stack up and add up over a year. So if we think about relationships, what is a micro goal that we can set for ourselves to improve the relationships with our family and friends? Well, for family within your own household, maybe it's never walking out the front door without saying goodbye, or maybe it's not saying anything until you've given your wife or your partner a kiss and a cuddle once you've got home from work. Maybe it's making sure that you sit down and eat dinner at the dinner table 4 nights of the week so you can actually share some time with one another. When it comes to health, it's like, what do I need to do each and every day to get a little bit better? Put this in your calendar. Like, I've literally got in my calendar the times when I'm going to work out, the times when I'm going to move my body. So then at the end of the day, if I haven't done it, it's a little bit of a kick up the arse. You didn't do it today, make sure you double down tomorrow. But wealth can be quite tangible in factoring in these goals. You can go, hey, I want to purchase an investment property. So then you scale it back. Well, I need to be saving X amount every single week. Maybe it's I want to get a promotion at work. So maybe you need to spend a little bit more time at work. Maybe you need to set a meeting with your boss and actually ask for the promotion and ask what you need to do to get the promotion so that you can start doing those things. Spirituality, meditation, or prayer, whatever you want to do every single day. Don't overwhelm yourself thinking I need to meditate for 30 minutes every single day. That can be a little bit overwhelming. Start with 1 minute, then go to 2, then to 3, and try and work your way up to 30 minutes a day over the year. But just a little bit does a lot more than nothing, and this will compound over time. So making sure that you're creating space for yourself, making sure that you're creating space to do these things that are going to help you move towards becoming a better version of yourself throughout the year this year. The next one is very goal related, and it's what will I do this year that I can look back at and be proud of? So this is like your big goal. This is like, I plan to purchase my first investment property this year. I plan to purchase my 4th investment property this year. You name the target, you go achieve that goal. For other people, it might be, I want to do a marathon this year. I want to do a triathlon this year. You name it, you do it, figure it out, but have a big goal that you have to be disciplined and you have to work at every single day, every single week, every single month to achieve by the end of the year. This is like a big macro goal that you need to work towards. So you have your micro goals that enable you to live a better life and live the year the way that you want to. But then you have your macro goal, which is the thing that you want to achieve by the end of the year so that you can look back at that and be like, pat yourself on the back, I did it. I achieved that big goal this year. But with that one, there is a 4th question, which is what are my A, B, and C goals for this year? So if you've got a big macro goal, and that might be running a marathon this year, and you might set yourself a time that you want to run your marathon in an ideal world. That might be your A goal, to run it in less than 2 hours if you're a maniac. But if you run it in 2 hours and 20 minutes, that's still a massive accomplishment and a huge achievement. That could be your B goal. C goal is just finishing the race. But they're just some of the tips and questions that I use to start planning for my year ahead. There's a quote from Oprah Winfrey, and she was asked this question, which was, what do the most successful people in the world have in common? Because she's arguably interviewed more successful people than any other person on the planet, right? And her response to that question was,
get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
So that's what this whole video is all about. It's understanding what you want, how you want to live, what your big goals in life are, implementing the things, the practices that you need to get to that place and to achieve those goals, and actually making it happen, because nobody's going to do it for you. You don't want to get to the end of 2024 and look back and go, shit, I didn't do something or I didn't achieve these goals because of X, Y, Z, blaming it on other people, blaming it on the external world. Take control of yourself, have more discipline, and set a life, set goals that you can actually achieve so that you can be a happier, better version of yourself. But I'm super pumped for 2024 and can't wait for the year ahead. I'll get into a podcast soon with my brother Ben where we'll talk about our personal goals for the year ahead. We've got some really exciting things coming up. But either way, hopefully these questions help you plan for the year ahead, and hopefully you can go out there and crush it, guys. Thanks so much for listening to today's video. Woo! That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Getting
Have a
cool,
spin.
bro. Yeah. Oh, sweaty. So sweaty. Oh, that's good. Look at that.
So nice.